Okay, Joshua then will can I make the argument that Joshua is kind of like the book of Acts? It's the Acts of the Hebrew Scriptures. What is that? Do you remember that in the book of Acts, what's going to happen? God's going to take a small group of people touched by the Spirit of God, energized by the story that Jesus has cleaned them and has made them a people. And that story is going to get pulled out into a pagan world like a drop of dye in water. It's going to spread out into the pagan world. But the problem is, it's going to define a whole new set of problems that they never had. Do you know how easy the New Testament could be if all we had to do was become Jews? It would have been a very simple thing. See Moses, okay? Just a cross-reference, that's it. But when you start dropping a relationship of the living God from the life of the Jewish person into a Gentile that was never called to keep a Sabbath or have a circumcision, but was nevertheless supposed to have a dynamic and living relationship with God, what's he supposed to do the day after he's saved? And so all of a sudden you have this complicated church where this guy has to keep Sabbath because God told him to do it for all his generations, and he can't eat ham. And the other guy never knew anything about Sabbath, and ham was his main diet. If you lived in Greece or Rome, ham was your main diet. So now we got to be one in Christ, but two in the way we work that out. Well, then we've got in the group males and females, and there's rules for males and there's rules for females, and how we're going to keep that together. And then we've got slaves sitting down and having a love feast together with a senator. How's that going to work? And what I want you to understand is that Joshua is to the physical people of Israel and the bringing of God into the midst of a pagan world what Acts is to the gospel and the bringing of the truth of God into a pagan world. There's a pattern. So what you're going to see in the book of Joshua is the same kinds of problems. For instance, you'll get about 5 chapters in, and you're going to find out that somebody on your team is lying. And the end of it will be body bags. The Ananias and Sapphira story is the Achan story, part 2. What I want you to see is that it's not your imagination. They line up because their problems are the same.